say your name?
I'm Vanessa Meshack.
Bill Vanessa.
How long have you been married?
26 years as of August 5th.
Very nice,
Yes.
very nice. Do you still like what you loved about your spouse?
I'll go first.
You do.
Yes, I do. And we've been on each other for a long time, and he has been consistent. I say a long time because we went to prom together. He was my algebra tutor in high school, and he's always just been this mysterious, calm person. And where that's a little off-putting, I loved it. So I have to say, I still like that.
Very nice.
Well, she kind of already gave a bit of our history, but probably when we started talking a bit more and started figuring out what I liked about her and making sure that she was the one, essentially, that's kind of what came to mind when I was trying to figure out this particular question. And essentially, it's probably the priority that she's always placed on family. And early on, she wanted a lot of kids. She's an only child, and I've got 3 older sisters. So she wanted a lot more. That's what she said back then. When we had a boy and a girl, we said, okay, yeah, we're fine. And there were some other things too that made us make that decision. But her sense of the way that she was with her own family, we've had complications with both sets of family since then, of course, and this is us developing us. But that's something that we passed on to our own kids. And just the way that we do prioritize that and try to, I think the term we use often is break the cycle of some of the dysfunction, I'll say, that we're trying to improve upon. So that there certainly is something that was important to me and was important to her too, and still is.
Nice, very nice. What is your favorite memory of your spouse?
I guess I'll take that one first. I was going to maybe say 2 different things. And probably the first one would be when our son was born. We were over in Japan. I was in the Air Force at the time. And I'd actually flown that day. We were due to begin classes for they weren't classes, just taking some classes for us, figuring out what to do and what to expect. And I'd actually flown to Korea that day, and I was going to do my trip. She called me when I landed and said, "Okay, look, I'm at the hospital, I'm not at home. I'm okay, but just come pick me up." So I went, finished my paperwork, went to the hospital and picked her up, or to pick her up, and by then the water broke. And we wound up having our son that night. That was at 33 weeks, essentially, so I came 7 weeks early.
Wow.
And of course, like I said, we were in Japan, so no one was there with us, just the 2 of us. And they didn't have a NICU unit over there at the base. So they went up he was born, we had about maybe 5-10 minutes with him. They whisked him off to some place off base. It was a good hour drive away. And so anyway, it was just kind of just surreal, But of course, one of my biggest memories, I guess, of that night, of course, my son being born, but also just holding her hand and her still being attached to her IV and just walking, down the corridor. She just spat her out, she was mostly okay as far as being able to walk, But so like I said, it was just, again, it's one of those surreal moments, just
Yes.
that I'm gonna not ever forget. The other one is obviously it's very near to my heart too, but this one is kind of just it really when I think back to now today, it still means an awful lot to me. So fast forward, that was 1999. Fast forward to 2004, and I'm trying to consider getting out of the Air Force, and what I'm considering is jobs on the outside. And Southwest Airlines was the one I wanted to go to. FedEx was also in the running, but anyway. Southwest Airlines required a typewriter. Basically, it's you have to get certification to fly the 737, which is the kind of plane that we fly Southwest. Anyway, that comes with a cost, that typewriter, and it's around $8,000 or so. And I was still in the Air Force. We didn't have $8,000 just sitting around. I was trying to figure out what we got. I'm pretty sure that we had to go into our whole life policy. So it's like trying to take longer than that. And while it wasn't going to affect us directly at that moment, it was going to be a loan, it was going to pay off, over time. Anyway, I went to her, and she had known that I was trying to pretty much that had been my goal since like I was a senior in high school. Yeah, I wanted to become a pilot and probably eventually go on to commercial. So it wasn't a surprise to her. However, she said there was no. I remember vividly there was no hesitation whatsoever when I told her, "Hey, look, this is what would have to happen." And she was like, "Do it." And so I said, to this day, everyone was like that. She trusted me, believed in me, believed in us. So that certainly is, like I said, one of those moments that I was like, wow,
Absolutely.
that's awesome. I needed that. It's good.
Yeah. Vanessa?
Okay. So, I don't know. I've always believed in him like that. I was there when he went to pilot training. So, and I remember though in the beginning when he told me he was going to be a pilot, I was like, okay, I don't know any black pilots, but okay. And he this is high school, so he went through the steps of doing that, and it happened. So of course, once we get 10 years later, I'm like, sure, but there was no hesitation. But the thing that, the most fond memory I guess I have that I remember was we were in college, he was at the Air Force Academy. We were friends all through college. We wrote letters, and as our relationship grew, he wrote me like every week. There would be like 20-page letters. And he wanted me to come visit him. We weren't really dating at this point, but I committed to go visit him. I didn't have any money. I was at Prairie View. I had an American Express card, and I bought a plane ticket for $350. I'll never forget it. On a credit card with money I didn't have, to go and visit him and consummate that relationship. So yeah, that is my most cherished memory. And then the birth of our children, who came several years later. We were literally long distance for 5 years after that. So, and we had been going to the movies. We saw each other maybe twice a year before that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
After we graduated from high school. But he was consistent and wrote letters, and I had to respond. I didn't have that kind of training or experience, but he pushed me to that level of responding with long letters. So
And that's really
yeah,
cool.
it's
a great
letters.
Wow.
It's a good.
Not all the letters are.
What?
Makes
Who's that writer? Zane. Yeah, it makes a real good Zane.
Not all the letters are in United States.
But yeah, my next two I have to say were the birth of our children, and that's again he was steady, and they were both crazy deliveries and situations, and I'm an only child, so it's not like I have people there, and he's had to be everything. So those are my
our daughter was in emergency C-section.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Good times. Good times. Also no.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. What did you learn about each other in creating your collaborative work of art?
I think I learned that he would be willing to accept that challenge, because I had, of course, an idea in my head of what we could do, but I'm a teacher, so I know how to give it to the student on their level and still make them successful. So that was how I tried to approach it, and he was very receptive of something he watches me do, never attempts to do it or anything like that, but he was very receptive and he really pulled it off. So I was very proud. I'm very proud.
I guess for the past 3 or 4 years or so, she's been pretty adamant about, hey, look, no, this needs to be the direction in my life. Very adamant. But and I've been trying to be as supportive as that's what I can do. So I can't say, towards the question that I learned more about her. I mean, she was already very, very passionate with it. I can say I got some really good to have done with the process as far as the carving was very insightful. I got a chance to just see how it felt. It's very tedious. When we were doing it, we were in the studio. She had her side, and I was on my side. We had different workspaces, but she had her music going. It was just the whole vibe. All that was great. So I kind of got a good feel for her being in there doing it. As far as learning more about herself, really, I guess mostly what I got from her was watching her be so excited about this show. And of course, she was excited for the other one. And then she seems like she wasn't. And she was excited. So it's just to watch her be so excited about, again, just the people that she's now a part of.
Absolutely.
And again, to watch that, really just kind of watch her become that butterfly that I've always known was there. And to kind of just see it. So I can't say as much as learning from her, as much as just seeing the stuff I knew that was in her, and see her being able to express that. It really just made me very happy.
Yeah, that's love.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah.